most of the time. It beats it in neutral, so I think it's a really good button in general. The only button that really beats 2H or fights it evenly is the her far S.
Yes.
But it, like, her 5H loses, her 2H loses, her far S is somewhat in between. It sometimes wins, sometimes loses. I mean, either way, a counter hit from her from far S hurts less than counter hit 2H from us. So it's actually a good risk in neutral, I think. But it leaves you, obviously, it's a long normal, and it leaves you in a disadvantage if you whiff and whatever.
Cheers.
There are some situations where he got away with the 2H in block strings. And I did a piss poor job today as well at punishing it, but almost every time when Alpha does far S into 2H, you can punish it in some way. Either blitz, it's really easy to blitz, and it also catches Bridal Express in this situation. Sometimes, I'm not sure if a lot of NFL do this, but he sometimes mixes it up by just doing a Bridal Express to throw off the timing. It still can win though. There's always a gap. But it obviously loses against, like, if he does Bridal and you backdash, you obviously get hit. But it's not that big of a deal, since he just gets an Oki, not real damage. Unless he, I think if it's countered and TRCs and whatnot. But in general, I think backdashing or blitzing, there's a really good option. Because if you backdash, you can actually just get either a straight combo, and she's crouching in that after the 2H. So you can get far S, 6H, and then whatever, or you just do 2D coin to get levels. Also, the same thing applies to whenever Elfeld has the grenade on her, and she does a block string. I would argue that it's relatively good to mash 2S in that situation. It changed a little bit, I think, but I think that it still works the same way it did before the patch. And what I mean is that she has to throw the grenade at some point, otherwise she loses pressure completely. And in most situations, they will throw it after far S or 2D. And in those situations, you can always get the 2S in between and hit her. The grenade will just vanish because she gets hit, and you get a good situation. You can confirm it to Mistfinder and stuff like this. And some combo stuff. I've seen, I'm not sure if this is something you do more regularly, but I've seen you had a situation where you hit the 2 Jealousy, you landed, and you went for 5k coin. I don't know if this is...
5k coin?
And then it dropped. Because she was a little bit too high. You did 2, it hit her, she was a little bit in the air. I think you hit him out of the jump startup or something like that. And in that situation, I'm not sure if this is something that you do more often, but I personally always just go for raw coin. Either if I'm not leveled, I just do coin, close edge, close S, Mistfinder, or I do. I mean, you could maybe get.
I agree that.
I don't know. It depends on characters, but usually the for safety's sake, I usually just do coin, close S, Mistfinder, coin, whatever. I think on some characters, and depending on the matchup, you can obviously get something like coin, close S, 5H, or 5, or even 5 kick, coin, I don't know, into grounded Zweihänder. I'm not sure if, I think it should be possible, but it's really, I've seen you in the last couple of matches, like on the lobby, you were going a lot more for the grounded Zweis than I do.
The grounded Zwei is really hard to deal with. Like, you have to...
It's just too character specific. It's like, I think there are some characters where it's really reliable. Like, I think Ram is one of those. And Venom as well. If you know the roots, it's really reliable for some reason on those. I mean, it just always hits one hit. But on like 80% of the cast, it's always, you have to have some kind of specific spacing, like a setup or some kind, like after throw, for example, where you can obviously get it consistent. But in those other situations, like those, oh, I just hit him somehow and then go into it, it's just a little bit messy. And I know you want to talk, but more combo stuff that I saw. One thing that I saw you do consistently is he did a few missed burst, and you punished it by doing far S to H and instantly jumping H.
Yeah.
I would really try to get another jumping S in between, because this allows you to get a coin.
If you do it on Elfeld, she can tech.
She can what?
She can tech.
No,
She can tech.
not in those situations.
If she bursts and you do / pickup 2H jump S H.
You have to delay the H a little bit, or the S, both.
Yes.
I'm certain it works.
Alright.
I'm doing it basically all the time. It's just timing. Unless she's too far away, I will usually go for that on every character. And
Okay.
if they can tech, they will be able to tech right after the H, and you will be still in advantage. I mean, you will land much earlier than them, so you can still get the tech trap with 6p. But it allows you to get another coin if it works, and I've gotten it to work like almost all the time, even on the light characters.
Oh, well.
It just doesn't work when they are
Juggle?
no, when they're too far away,
Okay.
because the jumping H will whiff because they're too far away. Well, and last thing was that I noticed in general you were going for some extension that I would generally not agree with. Especially there was one after the treasure hunt. You did, if I remember correctly, treasure hunt, 2S coin, close S, jumping D, missed final, and then I think it was coin, jumping D, S, D.
You can do that, or you can do DD. It's
But why? Like, why go for the extension? It doesn't really.
because it's the most reliable way to hit.
You're doing it because of reliability.
I'm doing it because of reliability. Yes, depending on the hits you get previous to the treasure hunt, you cannot do like just a cool coin DSDD or something like that. Normally.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's for sure. I mean, I had a list. I mean, I still have the list on it, and I think unless it's the characters that I've marked, which are troublesome, are mainly Raven, Venom. Those are the and Kai a little bit. Kai. Because you tend to drop the jumping D on those.
Yes.
Some other characters have issues with the Zwei being a little bit iffy to it. It's, I think... Oh, and Ino as well. Ino is also troublesome. But I never play as so I don't really even know. But on those, I would just go for either... You can't... I've tested actually yesterday because I was testing stuff against Kai. If you just go for jumping D2, you still can get the dash close as coin or to kick coin. Not on Kai. I mean on Kai it's...
Kai is 7. It's 7 hits or more. And
Yeah, I mean after treasure hunt you are more.
Why the
anyway.
fuck does it drop on just Kai? It's only Kai. There's no other character.
I think he used to be even worse. I mean, some character they fixed. I think this was something that they generally tried to fix a little bit in the last patch, because you've seen that a lot of the characters got hitbox changes.
Faust got fixed, Gem got fixed.
Actually, Faust, you can do 2S on Faust now.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things on Faust now, it's great.
Faust, Milia got changed as well. For those things, it's easier. Zato as well. I have Zato. I will still do 2k on Zato, but in my spreadsheet I've written it down as 2S now. After I rechecked it.
Yeah, 2S is good.
Because it just changed. It used to be 2k on him, I'm very sure.
I think I used 2S ever since I started playing. So
the only ones that I have special cases now is Inu Slayer Venom, 2k. And then Kum, Port Batman, the heavy ones, it's preference, usually close S. Or on Pot I've actually written down 2p. I kind of felt it's easier. It's
2p
the same,
coin
actually.
is good, but I usually do coin straight up.
On that. But yeah, I think a good substitution for that is just jumping DSD. It doesn't work on those mentioned like Venom, where the jumping D is actually the issue, but it is really stable. I mean, look, I've actually written it down. So jumping DSDD, I've just did up to 3 hits because more than 3 hits, I'm not sure if you want to do treasure hunt anyway. Because, I mean, those are the situations like, I don't know.
They jump dusters whiffs afterwards normally.
Anyway, yeah, you even have sometimes issues with just getting the close as coin jump dust.
Yeah.
In that case, if you, I mean, at that point, sorry, I mean 3 hits is already.
Like at that point, you need to
80% of
do coin pickup.
You know what I actually do there is
close slash 5H. Sorry.
What I actually do is I just do delayed 2D into coin, so that I get my level, and I get like the I get the controlled situation where I know what's happening. With a lot of characters, I mean, you don't get to in the situation that you hit like a 4, 5, 6 hit and then into treasure hunt very often anyway. But if you do, and you probably won't even know how the character's gonna react to whatever's happening. If you can hit the 2, what I'm just doing, I just wait till they drop a little bit, and you just do 2D coin, and it works on everyone. I think. I'm not entirely sure if there may be some exception with the coin whiz, and they will be able to tag, but you can just say same as just normal OTG coin. They will be able to tag the same way as close as coin or 2K coin. But everyone except Raven, Eno, and Venom. I've written down that jumping DSD works up until 3 hits. There are very minor exceptions. Leo and Milia, and Raven, they actually stop working earlier, but for some reason start working again. Like on Leo, but on Leo I'm usually doing coin anyway because it's free on him. The jumping Yeah. So jumping DSD works on basically everyone except Raven, Venom, and Ram, and Kai has some issues as well.
Yes.
But on like just generally saying that on 90% of the characters up until 3 hits, you can do jumping DSD, and that's what I'm doing generally when I'm not sure how. Either when I'm not sure how many hits I have, which is rare, but when I'm just generally not very certain of, oh, this is going to work. I mean, if you're playing against Sol, just everything is going to work. Even against Zato and Milia, I'm very happy that everything seems to work on them. And we talked about the pickup as well. I think Dizzy and Elfeld are the hardest to pick up.
I think Elfeld is really easy to pick up with 2D.
I don't know. I always have the same issue with Elfeld and Dizzy. It's that they end up too high. You just do pick up, coin, and they are too high to get the jumping D. Yeah, but anyway, that's the biggest feedback. I think the biggest things were that I think you overextended sometimes on combos where it wasn't really necessary. The jumping, what did you do? DHKD? I think that's it's a general issue on some characters. Like I think Elfeld again Venom is.
It's really solid on Elfeld. I was just playing poorly. At all.
Well, you dropped it like.
I attempted it twice.
Yeah, and it twice dropped, right?
Yeah.
He twice tag to the wrong side.
Yeah, but that's because I didn't neutral drop. I think. That's an issue of me not adapting to where I am comparatively.
And other than that, I think just you let him get away with some stuff, like maybe the 2H a little bit and the Pineberry tosses. But I really liked the way that you were able to open him up basically in the pressure situations. And I think that's. I mean, you can give me feedback as well, but I think the main issue that I face a lot is 2 things. I'm sometimes too respectful, which I don't necessarily see as a bad thing all the time, but I see. I mean, you were throwing me a lot, for example.
Yeah, just being disrespectful would go a long way. Just to start fucking.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I'm not too disrespectful in both like on attack and on defense. So on defense, sometimes I would just block too much, which is a good and a bad thing. I mean, I would rather be the kind of guy who blocks too much than the kind of guy who just mashes too much. It's just the way that I don't know. I just don't like swinging in general, at least too much. Other than that, I think, and I had those thoughts yesterday as well when after I played the Kai, and I want to revisit my approach on Okizeme, like situations where I get, not everyone is stacking all the coin hits. So a lot of the times, even in neutral, you're getting those kind of Okizeme hits where you hit 2D coin, closest coin, and they don't tag, or you hit someone with, I don't know, whatever. There are a lot of situations where you can do a meaty normal, and as you know, Johnny is not the best in terms of Okizeme, but you have the options of either throwing a coin and basically having some kind of guaranteed. And a lot of stuff that, I mean, an issue that I had is I would go sometimes for coin into dash a lot, or I would go for either 5k 2D or like raw 2D, and oftentimes I would hit the two hits and then throw a coin if they block. And even if it hits, I would just do coin and get the levels if I'm not already level 3. And I think it leaves me at a position where people it's just too easy for them to escape the pressure. They can just jump out, or even for example, you did missed final a lot in the situations where it just flat out beat the coin and hit me. I know Elfeld can do 2H, and almost every character has some kind of way to go under the coin in this situation, or at least jump away. And I really want to revisit those things and hopefully get the better pressure in general. I think that's an issue, and obviously I'm just also dropping too much and stuff, but it happens. It's just practice.
I think that one of the things combo-wise that I noticed a lot was that you were not confirming your counter hits 6Ks.
What I'm doing was, the thing is, and I noticed I still go for dash jumps, and the thing is that for some reason I started doing, I'm not confirming counters, but I'm confirming every hit. Like, this is something that I started doing a long time ago, and for some reason just stuck with me without thinking about it. And what I'm doing is I'm confirming the hit, but not the counter hit. And the benefit is, if I hit, I will still get dash jumps, which a lot of people won't get really good combos out. Like, confirming the normal hit into dash jump is a little bit tricky sometimes. I mean, you have to really. I mean, it's natural for me now, but it used to be kind of an issue where I was initially having issues connecting or getting good stuff out of the normal hits from 6K. But in return, what happened is I stopped confirming the counter hits into just wait and. But yeah, I will actually write it down because otherwise I will forget it. It's 6K. But yeah, that's my train of thought behind it, is that I started to try to. I mean, the initial issue that I had was, oh, I hit 6K, what I'm doing. And usually what I did is I did some kind of, I tried jump kick ass, double jump, something, which just doesn't work mid-screen unless you spend the meter. And that's something that I want to revisit as well, is with 6p anti-airs and 6k normal hits to go into shorter air strings and do an air mist finer, air PMF, and then have another coin 6k or something, because I feel like, especially with the 6p anti-airs, I'm not doing dash jumps there. And if I hit mid-screen, I will just get... I feel like I'm at a disadvantage if I'm level 2. Because I will do 6p, jumping PK, or KP, usually PK. Actually, I don't even know. I think PKS, double jump, kick SD, and then I have to do nothing if I'm level 2 because I don't want to waste my level because I know if I do any kind of misfire, unless it's KMF and I am close enough to the corner where I can still get my coins back. Other than that, I'm just dropping it, and if I'm level 1, I can actually do just PKS, double jump, KS, H, and then low misfire, low air misfire. But yeah, I wish I write it down. That's a good point. To confirm them into like close S coin, 5p or something like that. I think 6H would be good, but that's something that you have to try in terms of stability again. I know that I did that some time ago, and I know 6H actually works on everyone in that situation, but it's just a matter of if you can time it properly.
Yeah. I think that both you and I need to experiment more with just using movement better. Because Johnny you have to make use of your situations without using your resources. Like using 6H in the corner is really good for pressure, but it's gonna push you out eventually, right?
Yeah.
But you can steal a turn if you can do super jump, air dash, jump H, miscancel that, do jump K or something like that. You can get back in for free if they're not very vigilant.
I mean, I was testing yesterday a little bit, and one thing that I tried to understand is what I'm actually doing when I get certain hits. For example, what am I doing when I get a full knockdown after a corner swing? And what I tend to do is, obviously, I at this point, I will always go level 3 over the 2 yellow see. Especially because I know in some people who don't tech, you can get both. You just get the level and the 2 see. But most people that tech, what I usually tend to do is right now I do coin to S, and then I will actually usually dash. I will dash in, and I tend to do either 5k 2D, which is actually stupid. Not stupid, but I don't think it's a good choice. Or I will do 5k close S. And from close S, some time ago, it's like a really long time ago actually, I started looking at strings as well, and I looked at it on a different aspect. I didn't have the 2H and 2D too much in my tool set yet. So what I was looking at was the situation after close S, basically. And for some time, what I was doing, I was trying to force him to block close S, and from there I would do high with TK final or low with 2D, which works, but I think that if they block it, the situation just isn't as good as it could be. Especially because you have to be really close in order to force that. And that leaves you sometimes in a position where, let's say, you try to... someone's blocking. Like, you're just in the corner, someone's blocking, and what you're doing is 5k 2D, they block this, you throw a coin, and you dash. That's actually where you can get this stuff. You can dash, and then you can go for it directly. That's actually... I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do it a bit. Is do coin dash and then TK final. Nobody blocks that. That's unblockable.
Sounds like too much.
It really is. I mean, why would you block high there? I mean, there's no reason. But what I'm saying is that you run the risk of being thrown with coin dash all the time, and it's just high low, which is good. But if they block it, I mean, it's high low, and the third thing that I was doing is close S into far S as a link, which is a really good frame trap. I mean, what I did is 5k, close as, far as 6h, which is like if someone mashes there, he's gonna be in a world of pain. Because if he mashes after the closers, it's gonna be countered far s, which links into 6h, and if he is obviously far s 6h, there's a gap as well where they could mash and get countered, or even, I mean, they won't hit you out, but you did super, for example, one time, and I think that it is viable, but I think there are much better choices. And the choices that I'm talking about is that I realized that you can actually do really good frame tests with 2H, and the 2H always allows you to repressure in some kind of way as well. Because if you do, you have seen me against him that 2H IAD, like add dash into punch kick D. That's actually what I like to do a lot. Even mid screen, I use it too much actually in mid screen. But that's something that I learned after playing Kicks. You know Kicks, right?
Yeah, I know
You've
that
met him.
is.
And what he did is he played Johnny as well. And what he did when I was doing 2H IAD into punch kick S, he would actually try to IB the S and throw me. And it actually works. You get thrown out for free. And that's when I started doing jumping D. And jumping D has so much more pushback that it always leaves you in a position where they just can't throw. They just can't throw. All they can do is maybe try to mash, and you've seen what happens if they mash. They get the 5H counted. And I was talking yesterday to, I think, Shunimage about. I was thinking about if in this situation I should go for 2H instead of 5H, because both kind of work as frame trap. With 2H, there's a much bigger gap, and if they mash like 2P or something like this, which is rare, they would win. But if they respect it or if they mash throw, the 2H counter actually hurts a little bit more. Not by much actually, but a little bit more. And if they block it, you have a much better situation because you could potentially almost loop it in some kind of way. To 2H, IAD jumping, punch kick D, 2H, IAD. So and the only option for them is to mash at the point where you air dash. All other points are like you can't mash, you will get countered. And that's something. So and just Mistfunner canceling the 2D on the first hit. And in general, I want to use more 2D, more 2H, more 2S as well. I mean, I see what I didn't get. I watched some matches yesterday. What I've seen Karinshu do, I think it was Karinshu or Omito. I don't remember. But they would do coin, dash up into 2 punch, 2 kick. No, it was actually 2 punch, 5 kick. 2 punch, 5 kick. And I
Just
think...
cancel dash or something like that.
No, actually they did far S 2S. As block string. 2 punch, 5 kick, far S 2S. I was like, okay, what does it do? Other than try like beating people holding up back.
Well, it's a very very real thing that they can hold back because you can do Psyhander, and the only way to beat the Psyhander is to hold up back. Otherwise, you have to hold it.
Yeah, but if you do that and they just block, you're in a really bad position. I don't like having to have blocked. Because, I mean, what's the frame advantage? I don't even know.
2S?
4?
I think it's
On level 3?
3 is +4 or something like that, yeah.
2S, where's 2S? It's actually 5, and 3 on level 2.
I think the thing is, like, at max range 2S, if you miscancel it and dash in, you are in a very good, you are at a very good range. You're at the max range of your 5k, so that's already really good. It's barely outside of the range of 2D for most characters. I think Kai will fuck you up if he decides to do it.
I mean, what's your general thought when you have someone blocking? Like, what's your
Well,
approach?
the ways we can open people up have already severely diminished now that we don't have Bacchus properly anymore. So the easiest way to open people up is overheads, throws, and frame traps, and they all just play into each other, right? 'Cause you can't.
Yeah, of course. But what would be your approach if you have someone just block and you get the opportunity to throw a coin at them and you know they're gonna block it?
I dash up. I do either 2H, 5k, and then I do another 2H, and then I air dash. And then I do either do TK Finer or 2D. And they have to hold it.
Yeah. The jumping K is an issue. I need to get more consistent on the jumping K after the Twitch cancel. It's so strong.
It's super strong. Plus, being plus 10
Even
is
on
pretty
level
good.
1, I mean, especially on level 1, it's so strong.
Yeah, because you have no other pressure way.
Yeah.
No real solid
And I've
pressure.
seen that 2D, like one hit 2D cancel, even on level 2 into 2H is so strong. Let me actually see the frame. 2D is plus 6. 2H, what's that, 16 frames? No,
2H
wait.
is 14 frames, I think.
14. Wait, I'm not sure.
Is it not? I mean,
I'm
neither
just
am
gonna
I.
look it up.
Should be sure, but this is.
I just know the 6H is 80, 80 no 60, I don't even 16. 6H is 16, 6K is 18, 5H is 11,
2H is 15, okay.
15.
So it's 1 frame
So there's
slower.
actually, what did I say, 9 frame? Huh, that's actually, let me just try it in practice. But on level 3, it's obviously 8 frames, it's, I don't know, there should be opportunity to mash, but maybe I'm wrong. The 2H is like, as you said, it's really strange.
I think that you can mash it, I'm not sure, yeah.
But what I've seen, what's interesting is that it will beat all those options and those low options that people can use, like Elfeld to H, Kaisan, all those options, like, or even mashing just lows in general as it goes over them. And so they will have to use some kind of standing normal.
The 5P should beat it, but if you 5P, I do 5H, you die.
So yeah, mashing, like, even with Johnny doing 5k beats it. And fast trades.
I just don't think that it's a very worthwhile risk, because chances are he's just doing 5H after the jump kick, and then you can counter it, and then you do.
No, I mean 2D 1 hit cancel 2H.
Oh. Oh yeah, that should not work, yeah.
I mean there are not that many moves that you can use in terms of frame advantage to have a proper frame trap for the 2H. It's mostly on level 3 and it's just 5H. But
Yeah, 5H is the.
Let's see. 5H. Because I agree, I think the main tool to open up people should be 2H. I think my main goal should be to be able to connect as many 2Hs as possible. Because first up, it like bumps the risk up like nothing else. And you have such good options after it. The jumping K, drop down, do a low, or just instant air dash is just so good because it basically covers everything that there is. I mean, unless someone, I don't even know, is there a gap between 2H cancel jumping K? Unless you IB.
Jumping K? Wait, what?
To H. To H.
To age.
Cancel jumping K. I don't even know if there's a gap.
It shouldn't even work because it won't hit. It doesn't even hit standing.
What? To H? Miss on a cancel jumping K.
Oh, miss penny cancel. Oh yeah. It's a true block string at level 2 and 3.
Let me see.
It's a true block string for sure.
Oh yeah, it is.
But that's a good, in my opinion.
Yeah, on IB you can't. Oh, but it's so fast. You can't even punch. I mean, I tried to do IB into super. It just doesn't work. Johnny will recover.
Yeah. You have to cut things short soonish. I don't have much time left to
Okay.
get started. I have a bunch of material to go through.
Do you have any other things that you noticed? I've written down the block strings, but I knew that before, and I have to rethink my 6Ks.
6k? Yeah, 6k. Yeah. I mean, if you can get it to hit meaty, it's really good. But it's really hard to get it to hit meaty nowadays. Either way.
I actually never thought about it hitting meaty, but you're right. I have to confirm that into something better. I mean, a dash jump isn't too bad, but especially when I'm level 1, it gives me the opportunity to get a level and a knockdown, or get level 3 instead of level 2. When I confirm the counter hit instead of always going for dash jump, punch, kick, S. I really want to know what Sumfaga has to say.
But you cannot. Also, another way to open people up really easily, like just doing close slash, instant air dash, air stall, jump K, throws a lot of people off.
Oh, you know what I actually thought about? That brings me to a point that I have to think about again. It's actually just jump canceling 6H.
Yeah,
well.
just super jump canceling, 6H, instant air dash. You get to do jump H, miss cancel, jump K. If they're not on point, they get hit, and you get to keep comboing.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me see on jump crouching. I think you can.
You can even do like if they stand, you can do 6H and just ID punch kick S or punch kick D, whatever you like. And it's really fast if you do the 3 button. That's something that I wanted to experiment anyway. I don't think that I tend to jump too much in my opinion sometimes, but I never tend to actually mean to really jump in. I just try to create some space, mostly with zwei yellows or something. But I think something that's actually not too bad in general, which a lot of people do and I never do, and I don't see Johnny's do a lot, is just IDing. Like, it's fast. I mean, it's a way to close a gap if someone respects it. If he isn't ready to anti, you get ID, jumping punch, kick S, and you're plus I don't know, +5 or something like that. Depends on the character, on the timing.
Just the IDing, miss canceling it.
Or that, and just fucking up the timing.
I mean, you can get jump K, like if you do 5H, jump cancel, and then you do miss cancel that, you get jump K, and then you get an overhead. Then if they committed to crouching, you can do other stuff. I don't know, maybe I can super jump and actually get jumping H, but I'm not sure about that. I haven't actually tried that. I'm still fucking learning how to jump cancel 6H properly because it's really hard.
Yeah, it's just really late.
I don't think I can get jumping H. Oh, I did! It works. Alright. Oh my god.
But why would you want to do super jump and try to get jumping H?
You get close slash afterwards, and it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. That's a good point. Actually, you can do just ID, fake cancel, jumping H.
Also, you could. It also extends into another kind of dumb mind game in which, if they try to fuck up your stuff by crouching instead of standing up, if you're doing jump D, jump, just straight up super jump, air dash, jump H, you could just do TK Viner and then do stuff from that. I don't know if you get, yeah, you get stuff from it as well. It's actually kind of interesting. So many like layers of stupid shit you can do. But yeah,
I actually can get it without super jump. Just doing 6H ID, misfire cancel, jumping H, and it
Really?
actually hits really deep.
Hmm.
I'm just not used to doing the ID after 6H. It's strange. I've practiced delaying stuff after 6H a lot, like with the cancels and the treasure hunt, but now trying to do ID actually feels really strange to do it that late.
Yeah, I can't get it to work. All with
Really?
jump H, yeah. I have to like delay air dash it. Yeah, if I delay air dash it works, but I want the instant air dash.
I can get it to work pretty fine. Do you still have your stream on?
I do. Oh, I turned off the
No, I just want to
actual
see
game.
if you're trying. Oh, you turned off the game?
I turned off the the capture card. It's on now again.
Ah, then turn it on. I can see how you tried.
If I super jump,
Let me try to.
if I super jump, it works perfectly. Oh, the damage! Oh, the damage! Good stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Watching. Done.